Time to finish out our picks on Super Wild Card Weekend, starting with Dolphins at Chiefs. It sounds like the temperature could be below zero for this one, Keyshawn. Who wins and what's the score?
Chiefs gonna win 35-17.
Okay.
And when you look at this is some straight Florida stuff. It really truly is. It is Florida thin blood going to cold weather. I've played in minus, I think it was 14, 15 before in Green Bay. Okay?
Not wind chill, you're talking about temperature.
No, it doesn't matter. See, people get it confused, temperature versus wind chill. It's the same damn thing. Here we go right here, Skip. In Tampa Bay, Green Bay. Man, it's minus, it was like minus 14 degrees.
Is that you?
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
You caught a touchdown?
Oh, come on, man. It was free. That thing was like a brick.
Right.
I was just trying to catch it and skip the best I could. But in this situation, you got, although Tyreek Hill is saying he's played in this before, Tyreek Hill. You've been in Miami for the last 2 years, man. Come on, man.
It takes no time to
I'm going to go out there with sleeves. Okay, you can play that mental game all you want about no sleeves and all that. It's cold, man. Everybody's cold. Here's how you know they're going to have Miami. I want you to pay attention when you look at the Miami sideline. I want you to count how many bodies are standing up versus sitting down doing possessions.
On that warm box.
Oh, man, they over there. But I think Kansas City's run will stop in Buffalo. I think they get past them, though, Michael. I do.
Yeah, and I got Kansas City to win this game. And I'll put a score at 24-17.
You got it closer.
I got a closer game. I do believe that they're going to do what they did to Tyreek Hill before. They're going to slow him down because he's everything and everything for that offense. But Miami could run the football here, and I think that's what they have to do. They have to get back. You got to run the football. Ironically enough, this weather, I believe, hurts Miami in this way, not just because it's freezing cold, but what do? What were you just talking about? You're talking about, man, you're watching that ball. You were focused so much on that ball because it's so cold.
It's cold and it's slick.
It's slick. You got to watch it. So dropping footballs, that's what Kansas City has been doing. The players drop ball. It's just a lack of focus. You don't lose focus on catching the ball when you're this cold. Because the balls, you know you got to have support. That ball, it'll drop or go through your hands. So that actually helps them in that sense. If it was, we say 30 degrees, something, you got something.
You might be all right, 40.
But this kind of weather, man, you weather watch. It was -5 in Green Bay, and I couldn't stop looking at that because they have it on the flag, on the board. -5. I kept looking, stop looking at it. Get it out your mind. -5, that's all you know.
It's projected at kickoff to be 0 with a wind chill at -22. Now, that's kickoff, Skip. That's not even the second half.
It's nighttime.
That's nighttime at the second half, so the temperature's going to naturally take a dip. When we was in Green Bay that year, we didn't even go out for pregame warm-ups. It was so damn cold. We stayed in the locker room.
And Miami's quarterback grew up in Hawaii and lives in South Florida.
But he hasn't been in Hawaii in 10 years.
Yeah, but what he's saying, his blood is really thin.
It's really thin.
All right. I am with Keyshawn on this. I got it 38-10 Chiefs. And I have no idea how this spread is only 4.5, because if I were a bet man, I would jump all over Kansas City in this game just because of -22.
There's no Jalen Phillips. There's no Bradley Chubb in this either.
Xavier Howard's, I don't know. It's shaky. All right, let's try another game.
Now, here's the one.
All right, Joe Flacco at C.J. Stroud. Who saw that coming?
I love this.
Whew. Keyshawn, who wins this game and what's the score?
Man, I'm taking the Browns 27-22.
Okay.
I love the ride that CJ's on and D'Amico. I'm pulling for him to win it, but my heart is telling me Cleveland's going to win. Although I want to see CJ and them win, but
who doesn't?
You know, it just seems like the veteranness of Cleveland had been in playoffs recently. They kind of is a team that has some fight in them. And Joe Flacco, I mean, what could you say about a veteran guy who knows how to play in the playoffs? He's displayed, hey, I can play in the playoffs. I can take a team to the Super Bowl, and I can win the Super Bowl. So I'm taking Cleveland in this one.
You know, what's funny to me, I got Cleveland winning this game. And let me tell you how I see it, because both of these guys, these receivers, Nico Collins and Amari Cooper, remember Amari Cooper just a couple of weeks ago went off 265 yards in this game against Houston, 265 yards. Last week, when I'm watching Nico Collins and Texans play against Indy, I'm like, was somebody double team Nico Collins? That's the only person he was throwing to.
Yeah.
He threw 7 times to him, 7 for 7, I think 195 yards. And everybody else had under 50 yards. And not one time would they double Nico Collins. Nico Collins, I said, double him, triple him, do something to stop him. Then I went and looked at the numbers. Isolated coverage. He's number 1, 526 yards, isolated coverage. And number 2 was actually Amari Cooper, about 520 yards. So I'm saying if any one of these guys get stopped, that really cripples the other team. And Cleveland got 2 cornerbacks that hadn't given up a touchdown this year. That's why I lean towards Cleveland winning this game. And I think this will be one of those, I would go a 34-28 game.
Really?
34-28.
Myles Garrett going back near home, too.
Yeah, but Myles Garrett going up against Larry Tunsil, and he has some success.
Well, he doesn't have to go. You don't have to go. He's moving around.
That's what he best do. You better move around because Tunsil has some
I agree with your winner. I don't agree with your scores. I don't know why I got this low scoring. I think it's going to be 13-7, a defensive battle, because Jim Schwartz has this defense playing at a high level, and I think CJ is going to have a long day in this game. In the end, Joe Flacco, who used to be Joe Fluco to me in regular seasons, if you look at his playoff stats, they're Hall of Fame playoff stats. Yeah. And if he does get on some kind of run and roll here, he could cinch his place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He could make his case. Right.
Joe, but what Joe has to do here now, because Joe's also thrown some interceptions here lately, he has to clean that part up as he goes into the playoffs. If he can produce what he's been producing without producing those interceptions, then they have something.
All right, let's move to the final game, which is Monday night in Tampa. Reeling Eagles at potentially bogus Bucs. Keyshawn, try it again. Who wins and what's the score?
Man, the Eagles going to win this game, 20-17.
Oh, well, you just think it's like it's a done deal, but it's only 20-17.
Yeah, I think, it's not that it's a done deal. I just think that they, for this one game, figure out how to turn that switch on in the moments of truth that they need the most. And I know Jalen Hurts has got some issues with the finger or whatnot, but I feel like the magic carpet ride for Baker Mayfield ends in this game on Monday night, 2017. This is not the same thing as Philly going in when Jalen Hurts played them in the playoffs the first time around. I don't see it like that.
Yeah, and listen, I see this because, Eagles secondary has given up some opportunities.
Oh, they're giving up their love.
They're giving up some opportunities, and Baker and Evans can make some plays. Mike Evans can make some plays. So I know Philly hasn't done it this year, but this game, it will call for them somehow, some way to get some pressure on Baker. They did it great last year, one of the top teams to do it, but this year they've kind of fallen off. I say all of that to say and come back to, I'm expecting the Eagles to show their championship macho, whatever they have in them, and rise up and win this game. I kept looking at the same thing, and I held out late because my score is 20-17.
What you be stealing my notes or something, man?
It's 20-17 Eagles. But
I'm going to start covering my stuff
that's why I had to wait late to give the answer, give my score, because if you go and then I say I'm saying the same thing, most people's brain shuts off until I give it to them last. I want to make sure they heard what I said before I say 20-17, just like you.
So you might see Philly in the playoffs, huh?
Yeah, in Dallas. In Dallas.
Yep.
In Dallas. We don't mind that. Remember
but you don't want to see Detroit.
No, but you remember what we did to them in Dallas.
I remember what y'all did to them in Dallas, but I also remember what Detroit did to y'all by giving y'all a game.
Keyshawn.
In Dallas.
You know pro football. You played it. You've been studying it for a long time. How many times have you seen a team lose 5 of its last 6 games, back into the playoffs, and then flip the switch? How often does it? Not
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I don't think I've ever seen it. But winning one game in the playoffs is not flipping the switch. It's one game.
Right.
And they won a lot of early games. They won a lot of close games early. They lost a lot of those close games late.
True.
They can get back on that road of winning close games. That you just got to make sure they don't.
I'm going to remind you, that defense that I doubted from the start of this year is now 30th in points allowed. 30th.
I'm second defensive coordinator.
I'm surprised.
On their second defensive coordinator, for whom I have little to no respect, Coach Pencil. And remember this, on third downs allowed, they are dead last in the National Football League in allowing third down conversions. That is a horrendous stat that Baker Mayfield is beat to hell as he is. He's got ribs and ankle. He's taken a bunch of shots. He always takes a bunch of shots. But he's got Mike Evans playing at as high a level as I have ever seen him play. And he's got Chris Godwin. And Baker always talks about when in doubt on 3rd and 4, he throws it to Chris Godwin. And on 3rd and 4 or less, they've been number 1 in the league in converting third downs because of those two receivers to me. And they're starting to run the ball with Rashawn White a little better, and they can score on Philadelphia. I believe they can score 27. Again, Todd Bowles is still one of the better defensive minds in the game, and he is, as the head coach, still, to me, is the defensive coordinator. That's just me. He runs that unit, and I think he will come after Jalen, and Jalen's got a finger issue. I just think they are ripe for the taking, and again, I might be picking with heart over head, but I think my head is still telling me Philadelphia, it needs to be put out of its misery. I don't think they like each other. I don't think they're starting not to like their coach. A.J. Brown, I don't even know if he's going to be able to play. They're very secretive about what's happened to him. I don't even know if he's going to be.
Yeah. But just remember in week 3 now, DeAndre Swift rushed for 130 yards.
He did.
Against
now
that
he's
same,
questionable. Yeah.
When was the last time both teams, the Cowboys and the Eagles, both was sent home in week 1 at the playoffs?
You predicting that?
No, I'm just asking. No, I'm seriously asking. I have no idea.
What does that mean?
I picked the Cowboys to win. I'm just asking you. No, I'm just asking you when was the last time. See, that's the thing, man.
Probably never. We all hope never. But what I'm saying here is, yes, I do believe that's possible, Skip. I've been there, man. When you go to the Super Bowl and all you're thinking about, man, we got to get back to the playoffs. We got to get back to the playoffs. And it drains on you. And now you are here. I guarantee you they're looking around saying, come on, man, this is what we've been waiting for.
Now it's time.
Now they're going to try to turn it on. And it will matter what kind of success or lack thereof they have early if it takes a hold of them. Because if they have early success, then, yeah, this thing can run for a while. They can turn it around.
All right. Guess what it's time for now? It's go time because it's Friday.
Man.
Lil Wayne's about to join us to debate, you know what, Packers, Cowboys. He's a big Packers fan, obviously. Debate Deion to Alabama and Super Bowl picks. We're doing it all. Stay right here.
Hang on to
Won't back down, won't back down, won't back down.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.